Welcome back to another devotional in the book of Proverbs, and happy Lord's Day. Today, we are in Proverbs chapter 11, and in this chapter, we're going to focus in on a proverb that is basically going to tell us that we are fools if we try to do everything on our own, if we don't seek an abundance of counselors. It's going to be so good. So, if you have already prayed on your own, if you've already read Proverbs chapter 11 on your own, then let's dive in. There will always be so much that we can pull from each chapter in Proverbs, but today we will focus in on Proverbs 11, verse 14. So let's read it. It says this: "Where there is no guidance, the people fall, but in abundance of counselors, there is salvation." One of the reasons we are focusing on this verse today is because it is so important for us to understand now rather than later in life. And because we'll see it pop up over and over again throughout the book of Proverbs alone. In Proverbs 15 verse 22, it says, "Without consultation, plans are frustrated, but with many counselors, they succeed." Proverbs 20 verse 18 says, "Thoughts are established by counsel, so make war by guidance." Proverbs 24 verse 6 says, "For by guidance you will make war. In abundance of counselors there is salvation." Over and over again, we see that one of the ways that we can live wisely in this world is to seek counsel from others, to not fight our battles on our own, to not make our decisions or plan our ways on our own, but to seek counsel. Never once does a proverb speak of a single counselor, but always an abundance of counselors in order to make the wisest decisions and plans for our lives. Students, as you get older and older, the decisions and plans that you will have to make will get more and more important. And as they get more important, the more you will need to seek counsel from older and godlier men and women in your life. You have your parents, you have your discipleship group leaders, and God has given you these older and godlier men and women to help you so that you don't have to fight your battles on your own. So that if you're fighting sin, or if you're trying to make a decision, or if you're trying to plan your ways, you don't have to do it on your own, but you can seek help from these people who have probably already gone through the same battles you're going through, or who have probably already gone through the same trouble of trying to make the decisions you're trying to make, or trying to plan the ways that you're trying to plan. They have already gone on the same path. They're on the same journey that you are. Why would we ignore their guidance and their counsel and their wisdom for us? One of the biggest reasons why we don't seek counsel from older and godlier men and women in our lives is because we think that we have it all figured out. Or we think that we can figure it out on our own because we know everything already. But this is pride. And this is addressed earlier in our chapter, Proverbs 11, verse 2. "When arrogance comes, then comes disgrace, but with the meek is wisdom." Ultimately, guys, it always comes back to our need for humility. We must remember that we are sinners, that our hearts are deceitful, and that we don't actually know it all. And if we truly desire to grow and to become more like Christ, then we will use every resource that God has given us, including the older and wiser people in our lives. Whenever you need help, whenever you need to make a decision or plan, yes, go to the Lord in prayer first. Ask for His wisdom, ask for His guidance, but also do not neglect the older and wiser people in your lives. Your discipleship group leader would love to help you with anything you need help with. But you must first humble yourself enough and ask for their help. I can't tell you how many times I've needed this reminder myself. Whenever I'm making a decision or whenever I'm trying to plan something, I just agonize over it for so long until I ask for help, until I seek counsel from older and wiser men. And then it becomes so much easier to think through things and to get their perspective and their wisdom. And it is always so helpful. It becomes so hard when you try to make decisions and plans and fight your sin on your own. You need help from others. You need help from those who have already walked in your shoes, who have already walked in the same path that you are walking. We must seek an abundance of counselors. That is Proverbs 11. I'll see you tomorrow for Proverbs chapter 12.